Ever since the whole, Ding Dong Ditch incident with the abandoned house, we've become YouTubers. We currently have 8,000 subscribers and we haven't stopped since. We mostly record ourselves doing shenanigans, overnight challenges, exploring videos and pranks and whatnot. Armando and Austin are fellow YouTube friends. Armando is short and has black hair. Austin is short and has blonde hair. Austin has around 3k subs and Armando has 4.5k. We agreed to do a video at the abandoned mall as a collab. The mall was shut down in around 1989 after it went bankrupt. I talked to Julio, Jonathan, Said, and Saya into doing the video with us, and they agreed. They were reluctant in agreeing at first, but in the end they came around. We packed snacks, flashlights, sleeping bags, sweaters, and cameras for this trip. Austin found an opening that seemed to lead to a parking garage. We gave him a small boost and he climbed inside. "Guys, it's clear! Come on in," he shouted. I climbed in, and minutes later everyone had made it through. It was extremely dark inside, but we turned on flashlights and saw what was inside. It was just standard parking garage, but there was graffiti everywhere. It was large and empty. "Dope," said Julio in awe. "I know, right?" agreed Jonathan as he shined the light and examined the garage. "Well, let's keep moving, yo," Austin said. We followed him and beamed our lights to guide the way. We walked to a large door that had a faint print on it. It said stairs. Julio pushed open the door and we made our way inside. We went up to the stairs carefully, as we did, not knowing if it was stable or not. We reached another door and went inside. It was the main mall. Most doors were boarded up with signs still hanging. The walls had graffiti and cracks on them as well. "Hey, let's go find where we're gonna sleep," said Armando. "I vote the roof," said Julio jokingly. We chuckled and moved along. 4 minutes later, we arrived at an employees-only sign. We opened the door and stepped in. Mall tunnels. Well, I call them mall tunnels, but basically they're just long hallways for employees to get around the mall quicker. We walked through them for a couple minutes before reaching an elevator. "I'm betting it's no longer in service," I said. "Yeah, but there's an elevator. There's usually, in case of emergency, stairs," said Jonathan. "Found them," yelled Armando. He was near a door which coincidentally had stairs. "How much do you want to bet leads to the roof?" said Julio. "Only one way to find out," said Saya. We climbed up the stairs at once. We reached the top floor, where there was a double-wide door. Said pushed it open and led to a small wooden set of stairs. "Great, more stairs," said Austin. We climbed the set slowly and it led to a door. I pushed it open and felt a rush of wind hit my face. We had made it. We were on the roof. The view was amazing. The moonlight shone ever so brightly, and we could see the city glow ahead of us. Everyone began snapping pictures at once. Austin, Armando, and I explained to our cameras what was going down, and showed them the magnificent view. We stayed there for around 15 minutes before I suggested we go do something fun. "Well, we could camp out here to explore the rest of the mall and come back." "Let's do hide and seek," said Armando. Are you sure? Because last time we played hide and seek, stuff happened," reasoned Said. "We can do a team round," suggested Austin. Everyone agreed, and we chose teams. I ended up with Armando and Julio. We went to hide first. We dashed down the stairs and looked around for somewhere to hide. We went into an old t-shirt shop and hid behind the counter. Around 2 minutes later, we heard Said, Saya, Austin, and Jonathan calling for us. Their voices soon faded away. We waited 3 minutes just to be safe and decided to trail them. We got up and from the counter and went to find them. We headed right as there was voices were last heard. We went down to the hall and ran to a section and turned a corner when we heard their loud footsteps. My first instinct was to run, but I saw it was Austin's camera. "Aw, man," I shouted at them, "you got us." I expected them to laugh and say that it was our turn, but they ran towards us, waving frantically. What shocked me the most was their facial expressions. They showed fear. "Run!" they yelled in unison. "What?" I yelled back. They reached us, and with Austin panting heavily, out of shape, Said explained to us what was up. "We went to the other side of the bridge and we heard footsteps. I assumed it was you guys, so we came to the direction of the sound. When we got there, Austin showed his camera and we saw a large dark figure run away. So we booked it," he explained fastly. "Man, stop fooling around with us," exclaimed Armando. "Bro, it's not a joke," said Saya. "Yeah, they're not lying. All 4 of us were there," said Jonathan. "Well, let's check the footage out and see," reasoned Julio as he grabbed Austin's camera. We nodded in agreement with the suggestion. Austin had the camera to his face as we rewound the footage. He explained to the viewers what they were crossing the hall, and suddenly Austin screamed, and they sprinted away. On Austin's camera, there was the briefest flash of a figure in the corner sprinting away. "See, we weren't lying," yelled Austin. "That means there's someone in the mall with us," said Armando in horror. "What if it's a murderer?" asked Saya fearfully. "Or maybe it's a homeless guy," I said. We could not agree on who or what that was. All we knew is that we weren't alone in this mall. "Yo, we gotta get out of here right now," declared Jonathan. "Amen," agreed Julio. "Yeah, bro, we gotta dip." "Dip? We can't. Let's just get to the roof and camp out there." "Why the roof?" asked Austin. "Because everywhere else is boarded up," explained Said. Not everything. The hallways in the back of the mall are open, and a few stores aren't boarded, pointed out Armando. Well, if we leave right now, we might want to run into the man, responded Said. Look, forget the views. This got real, and every time we face a dangerous person, well, something goes wrong. With the hide-and-seek killer, the clown, I nearly died, so for once in our lives, let's just run, I said. My speech seemed to have convinced everyone, so we unanimously agreed to leave right now. We grabbed our gear and retraced our steps to the parking garage. We were all on edge, and it didn't help that Jonathan told us about this one movie where a group of friends had explored a construction site and died one by one. Soon we were by the stairs sign, which was at the parking garage. We opened the door and stepped out. We walked over to the ledge and climbed out. Julio climbed first. Shoot! It's the cops, he whispered and hopped down. For real? You're not joking? Asked Jonathan worriedly. I swear, man, said Julio. Armando peeked over the ledge using his camera. Seconds later, he pulled on the camera and showed us the footage. Julio was right. There were 2 cop cars parked around 70 yards away from the mall. Crud, we're screwed, I muttered. What now? Asked Saya. Well, we can't leave now. We'll get caught and charged with trespassing. Our only choice is to wait them out, I said. Well, if it's between getting a slap on the wrist or a possible killer, I vote slap on the wrist, said Austin. He went climbing to the ledge. Julio held him back immediately. Well, it's not a slap on the wrist. It's like around a $600 fine, and maybe juvie depending on what the judge says, I informed him. Dang, let's go to the roof and stay there. That way we can spy on the cops and know if they're coming inside, said Armando. We all tiptoed back to the door and went upstairs back inside the mall. We used only one flashlight to draw less attention. We went through the tunnels and made it to the roof in 10 minutes. Julio and Armando were our scouts, meaning they peeked over the edge of the roof to spy on the cops. I don't get it. Why are the cops even here at all? Did we trip an alarm? Did someone see us enter? I decided to Google more about the mall. After 6 minutes of research, I learned that on a regular basis, police officers stake out this place due to the large amount of crimes committed, such as drug usage, vandalism, drug dealing, trespassing, and even murder. There was an article titled, Dead Body Found in Hawthorne Mall. The mall we were in was called the Hawthorne Mall. Begrudgingly, I opened the article and read it. It explained that a deranged man had killed a woman and left the body here. The killer was never found. I quickly told everyone what I discovered. Their faces showed sheer terror. Before anyone could say anything, we heard the police sirens from below blast. I peeked over the ledge and saw the 2 cars were speeding away from the mall. Perhaps they received the call of another crime and had to leave. Quick, let's go, said Said. We grabbed our stuffs and booked down to the garage to escape. We made it there in record time, with Julio leading the charge and Austin keeping up with us. We arrived at the stairs that led to the garage. Julio went down the first 2 steps before slipping. Ah! He yelled as he fell down 3 more steps. Jonathan ran to help him while I looked down at what he had slipped. A red oozing liquid led from the top of the stairs to the bottom. It was blood. I pointed the blood to everyone, and they all gasped. I showed my camera at the garage door. The garage door was wide open. Armando, you closed the door, right? I asked timidly. Yeah, I closed it. Everyone began to understand what was going down. Someone had opened the door to the garage, and if you add to the fact that there was blood leading from the stairs to the door, it meant nothing good. The only thing I thought of was the man that we spotted. Then I thought of the Hawthorne murder article. What if it was the same murderer that was here right now? Slowly backed away from the stairs, and everyone did. Julio and Jonathan did so too. We needed to get out of here right now without making a single sound. Where's the next way out? Whispered Saya. What do you mean? This is the only way out, replied Austin. No way. We're stuck and we can't leave? Asked Julio. Let's try an emergency exit, proposed Jonathan. We nodded and turned to leave. We would have made it out if it had not been for the beeping noise on Austin's camera, which indicated low battery. The beeping echoed, and seconds later from the door appeared a man. He had a black clothing and held a knife in his hand, but the most disturbing part of all was his mask. The devil mask. We screamed and sprinted away. From behind I heard his footsteps thundering up the stairs. We dashed to the mall tunnels and propped a wooden plank on the door. We ran to the roof access stairs. I spotted a door nearby and opened it. We all scrambled inside and unlocked the door. We heard the footsteps echo into the roof stairs. I unlocked the door and ran to the roof access door to lock it. Run! I yelled. We ran away as fast as our adrenaline allowed. We only made it a few yards before we heard the door being pounded. I heard shrieks coming from the devil, masked man, but we all ran. I'll use your bodies as a sacrifice to Satan. Fear the devil, he yelled at the top of his lungs. We made it to the back of the garage in a hurry. Julio climbed the steps first, and then gasped and pointed in the same corner. In the blood writing on the wall read Satan, and there lay a dead body illuminated by various candles. The body was covered in blood and cut up. Near a candle lay an eye. Austin and Saya threw up. Jonathan gasped frantically and seemed to be having a panic attack. Armando looked sick and was in tears. Julio stood watching us with a horrified look. I nearly fell over. No sooner heard the man once more. I'm coming to kill you, for Satan, he yelled. Julio hopped the ledge at once. Said went next. then Saya, then Austin. Armando went after, and Jonathan followed. I tossed him my camera, began to climb the ledge. I barely got a foot over when the man appeared from the door. Without thinking, I hopped back to the ground and ran for a candle. The man ran at me with this 12-inch blade covered in blood. I grabbed the candle and threw it at him. Headshot. The flame covered his mask. He did not scream. Instead, he advanced on me. Oh, the flames are Satan's gift, and he will love me when I present him 2 bodies in one night. He raised his knife and came at me. He lunged at me. At the last second, I dove under his legs. He barely missed. I shoved him into the wall, and he dropped his knife. I stabbed him in the head countless times before hopping off the ledge. Before I made it to the other side, he rose up and quickly pulled the knife from his head. I hopped the ledge with my friends, and we sprinted away as we heard his evil screams and laughter.